So now that the bridge is in place, the next step is to put the planks down so you can walk across it in relative safety. My beautiful wife decided to help me out, and so we began cutting the boards to length. We'd put them in place and she would stand on them while I screwed them in place from underneath. Then once they were all in place, then the next step would be to add stain to the rest of them. We tried pre-staining them and it just kind of ended up getting tracked everywhere, so we opted to put them all in and stain them in place. And once that was done, we went back up to the main deck up top, and the portions that had been installed and repaired had to be stained as well, so it was me trying hard not to get it on my socks. And then it was back into the wood shop to cut the tread so that my wife could stain those while I started on the next phase of the project. Hey guys, let me show you what I'm doing today. We're going to be building a bunch of these frames. These are what the steps are going to actually sit on. I'm going to get two 2x12s and set them long ways this way. And these will comprise the main steps going down to the bridge from the deck. So this is all just 1¼ angle iron. I mocked this one up the other day just to make sure it was all going to fit and work. So today I'm just going to be cutting up a bunch of pieces, drilling holes, and welding it together. I gotta tell you, I love this little Evolution saw. Not sponsored, something I bought with my own money, but it just cuts through steel like butter. It's great. And then it became a process of cutting a whole bunch of pieces all to the same length. So I fixed the saw to the table so it couldn't move, and then made a stop block, and then just started cutting all the pieces one after another. As I showed you before, this frame here is one of the steps. It's upside down at the moment. Flip it over. These are the end pieces, these are the side rails, and these are the center pieces that run across there. We're going to put all of those onto the table here. We're going to lay them all out, make sure they're square, get the little welder out, weld them all together, make some step frames. Let's get to it. So for those of you who have done welding before, this is not rocket science. It's just a matter of trying to keep them as square as possible. This quote-unquote fixture table is one I kind of homemade, but it worked out. Got all the step frames done, and they were all pretty much the same. Now it's time to put in the stringers so that we have a place to attach those stairs to. Again, I enlisted the help of my lovely wife to help hold them in place. Became a little bit of a lengthy process of trying to make sure they will level and square all the way down, so that when the treads and the stairs were actually welded in place, that they were even and flat, to keep it from being awkward when you walk down. A bit of trouble here trying to figure out a good way to get this all nice and set up to where I could measure the height that the legs needed to be to go from the front corner of the stairs, or the high corner of the stairs, down to the stringer. But I eventually got there, got my measurements, went up there and cut the legs to length, and welded those in place. And then it was time to install the first step. Once that was in place, and then it was just kind of rinse and repeat going down. A funny thing happened here. I put this in place, put magnets on it, and it slid all the way to the bottom. I guess it's a testament to how flat and square that my stringers actually were, because it didn't fall off. It actually slid the 15 feet all the way to the bottom down there. Thought it was kind of funny. please ignore the red rag on my head. The sun was shining right through the top of my welding helmet and causing a glare, so don't judge me. It worked. Once all these stair frames are welded into place, then it was only just a matter of going and grabbing the actual treads that my wife had stained for us. And again, we laid those on top. She stood on them and I screwed them from underneath. The treads look something like this. Next is railings, and we're getting close to being done. Hey, like and subscribe, and once again, as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.